Info Factory Track for CSI, Miscellaneous Receipt. To receive items into a location from a source other than a job or a purchase order, use the Miscellaneous Receipt transaction. Factory Track has a few miscellaneous receipt parameters to control displayed fields and processing options that are permitted as part of the miscellaneous receipt process. These are defined on the transaction set parameters form for the miscellaneous receipt transaction. For this training, we've enabled these parameters in order to show where those fields appear in the transaction steps. Note that this transaction can support label printing by clicking on the label print parameters to define your configurations. If enabled, the label printing form is displayed following completion of the miscellaneous receipt transaction. To start the miscellaneous receipt process, from the Factory Track Warehouse Mobility main menu, click on the Move It icon. This navigates to the Inventory Transactions menu where you click on the Miscellaneous Receipt icon. We then enter, scan, or search and select the warehouse ID to which materials are to be received. This can also be defaulted based on the user's warehouse setting on the user form. We enter, scan, or search and select the item. Factory Track then displays the item description. We then enter, scan, or search and select the location ID to which the material is to be placed. If applicable, Factory Track displays the revision number of the item. If the item is lot controlled, we enter, scan, or search and select the lot ID. This field is only enabled for lot-controlled fields. If the global parameters are enabled for lot serial transaction restriction codes or manufacturing date in use, and your item is lot and/or serial controlled, the transaction code and expiration date fields are displayed for new lots and serials. If the global parameter containers in use is enabled, the to container field is available. If items are received into a container, select yes. Factory Track then displays the container field for entry. We can enter, scan, or search and select the container ID, or leave the field blank and Factory Track creates a new container ID. Enter or search and select the reason code to be applied to this miscellaneous receipt. This can be defaulted using the default reason code parameter on the transaction set maintenance. Enter the to receive quantity. If the input unit of measure parameter is enabled and if your item allows for alternate units of measure, this field is enabled to enter or search and select. Enter a document number for the material transaction reconsolidation or grouping in CSI. This field is only available if the input document parameter is enabled. If the item is a tax-free imported material as defined in CSI, enter, scan, or search and select the tax-free imports document ID. For non-serial items, the process button is displayed. Click on the process button to complete the transaction. For serial items, the next button is displayed. Click on the next button to continue the serial assignment process. So Factory Track requires definition of the serial numbers for the items that are being received. Based on the to receive quantity entered, Factory Track populates the total quantity field. The Generate Serials option provides you the option to have Factory Track create the serial numbers for the full quantity by selecting yes. This then enables the process button for selection. The scan quantity indicates how many serial numbers have been captured for processing so far. We can enter, scan, or search and select the serial numbers for the items being received. Once the scan quantity equals the total quantity, Factory Track disables the serial field for further entry and enables the process button. Click on the Show List button to view the serial numbers captured for processing. Click on the Clear List button to remove all of the serial numbers captured. Click on the Back button to return to the previous screen, or the Process button to complete the transaction. If the transaction is configured to automatically print labels, the labels are printed. Otherwise, the print screen is displayed if the transaction is configured to manually print labels.